Hi Leo, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the heart. Hope you guys are really well. So today is your September 2016 reading. Sorry I'm like a couple of days late. Might be 3 by the time this goes up. Bloody internet takes forever to upload these videos. It's a real head doer. Anyway, it's still coming to you early in the month. We got a whole month to go, guys. If you guys would like a private reading with me, just go to www.carolsuniverse.co.uk. Very interesting month this month, and I think we're going to start with the advice card before we actually sort of delve into the reading, Leo. You know, the advice card is the Chariot, and the Chariot as an advice card is telling you that you're going to overcome obstacles that are standing in your way. You might be feeling conflicted because the horses on this, or the sphinxes in the Rider-Waite, as is depicted on this card, are the things really that stand in the way of the charioteer moving forward, because these sphinxes actually represent our inner conflicts. You can see that one is black and one is white, and that really says to me that there are opposing forces. That's my thing going off. Those opposing forces are, you know, the dark side and the light side. So it's the side where, you know, you might be, I mean, you get this on the High Priestess card. She's sat in between a dark pillar and a light pillar. So it's going from lightness, dark to light. It's finding that clarity. It's moving forward. And, you know, it's a beautiful card, is the Chariot. But as with so many of these tarot cards, especially within the major arcana, I find they are highly ambiguous in terms of what they mean. Your general meaning with the Chariot, it can refer to cars, car trouble, inner turmoil, inner conflict, choices to be made, confusion, chaos, progress, fortitude, bravery, confidence. All of those words, keywords, are very much a part of the Chariot. But I feel as it's the advice card, I feel it's saying that, you know, no matter what is conflicting you this month, Leo, you must use your own intuition and your own sense of bravery and your own sense of strength and force of will to move forward. And you can't let anything or anyone kind of dissuade you from what you know the truth to be, or from what you know the right thing is to be. Because I feel that the Chariot, at the end of the day, you know, the tarot, honestly, if you knew how many meanings there were to these cards, you wouldn't, as I always say, catch your breath. That card can be a man. Usually the Chariot is represented by the zodiac sign of Cancer. And sometimes when you get this card, it can represent someone, a man usually, who has a couple of females under his thumb. So this can represent a very overly confident, very shallow type of individual who isn't driven by love. He's more driven by, because it's not a romantic card, he's more driven by hit and miss, you know, quick sex and then off. This card, as I've said, can represent somebody who's on a mission, and a mission just to move towards a goal. And, you know, with the Chariot, the advice is don't let anything or anyone stand in your way. You might have inner turmoil going on. You might be in two minds. You might feel that there are two paths or two things that are pulling you apart. But in the month of September, it's got to all be about you and what you know, Leo, to be the right path to take, okay? Your general energy is interesting because it's showing us the Hierophant and the Four of Cups. Now, the Hierophant, again, tarot, love the tarot. I'm working till about 9 o'clock tonight on the personal readings as well as the generals, and I think that every night when I get into my bed, I read on the tarot. I have tons of Kindle books that I've purchased now, and as you can see me behind me, all my tarot cards and lots of tarot books and stuff, because I love it. Because it's interesting how the Hierophant can be seen as a card of commitment, but only when it's really joined up with other cards. Cards like the Four of Wands. Cards like, if it's sitting directly next door, that is, to something like the Four of Wands. Or, you know, for marriage. Three of Cups, Four of Wands, a celebration, a social celebration. With the Hierophant, this basically takes on a far more official look to it. So it could be an engagement party or a wedding party, or some form of blessing, because the Hierophant is a high priest. So high priests give a blessing, okay? But I feel that, you know, you sit it next to something like Three of Swords and we're looking at a legal divorce, something like that, because the Three of Swords is often referenced to separation, heartbreak, endings, that type of thing. So, you know, we've got the Hierophant here sitting next to the Four of Cups. And I feel that, you know, the Hierophant becomes different, as many of the cards do, dependent on what cards they're sat next to, dependent on what they are. Because as you know, when you do readings, Leo, it's dependent on what the other cards are. How is the card aspected? What are the other cards saying around it? That changes the meaning around completely. So, you know, it might be about a commitment, yes, because the Hierophant is founded in the word commitment a lot of the time, but it's also founded in external guidance, because the Hierophant is a number 5 major arcana, and it represents the number 5s within the tarot. So 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and 5 of Pentacles. And all of those cards, every single one of them, 5 of Cups is about loss and the challenges that we face to try and move ourselves up into a position of power and positivity after suffering an emotional loss. 5 of Wands is about conflict, people that don't get on, people that fight. It can also be the card of camaraderie, where people are building something in, but again, there's conflict in that, so it's very, very hard work. 5 of Pentacles is about financial loss, or being blocked out, or financial lack, losing money, or being left out in the cold by a support system, so no longer being a part of a group or a social environment. What was the other one? 5 of Swords, conflict, where there are power struggles going on. So the number 5s are always rooted in arguments and conflict and major challenges. But what they do with the number 5 is there always has to be an afterwards with those number 5s, and that those afterwards, those in a little while, I've actually pre-ordered a deck of cards through Amazon called After Tarot. So it shows everything that happens after the two people get together on the 2 of Cups, or after the people stop the fight on the 5 of Wands. I'm going to be doing some readings based on that. It's going to be really fun. But what I'm trying to say is that the number 5s also show conflict, but they show changes that come about after that, either within ourselves or within our environments. The Hierophant is, and it's funny that he should rule this conflict that goes on, because the Hierophant is based on the notion of societies and establishments and groups and people, but it's also built on the notion of external advice that we receive. So it can be through mentors, teachers. It doesn't have to be a teacher in an establishment, but it can be a teacher who's a part of a certain order. So they have a certain structured way of seeing things, or a set of beliefs that they want to impart onto other people, Leo. To be a Hierophant, you've got to be wise, okay? You are wise. However, Hierophants come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and sometimes the Hierophant is not so wise. Sometimes this Hierophant can be only wise within their own domain. So, but in terms of the Hierophant, I feel that this comes in kind of 2 forms. Now, your Hierophant can be things like governmental bodies. It can be churches, it can be schools, education, places that you get your money from, so governmental offices that give money out. It's anywhere that can provide a source of guidance to you, and it has to be external to you, because you're not Taurus. So if I were to be doing a reading for Taurus, that Hierophant might very well represent Taurus, the sign that I'm reading for, because this is the major arcana of Taurus, okay? But because you're Leo, you're not this individual here. So this is somebody external to you. Now, as I've said, with the Hierophant, sometimes what they impart as a Hierophant can be the wrong advice. It might be right for them to say it to you because it's what they have grown up believing. It's what they've been taught. Okay, not necessarily what they've grown up believing. I usually find that a Hierophant is someone who has been taught a certain set of regimented beliefs, or they could have grown up with a certain set of regimented belief in which they have gone on to learn more about, and so they're able then to impart that to others. So, for example, this could be a priest within a Catholic church. This priest might have grown up in a Catholic family and then wished to have gone on to university and studied theology or something and learnt more about his faith, and then he's suddenly now an official body within the church that imparts sermons and tutelage to other people. But does it mean it's right for me? How many people leave the church? How many people leave religion because they no longer believe in what the church is teaching them? This is why I'm saying that sometimes the Hierophant, their beliefs are not yours. And I certainly feel that this is the case in the month of September 2016, Leo, because we've got the Four of Cups sitting next to it. And I believe that this cup comes from the Hierophant. So this Hierophant is offering you a way out. When I look at the Four of Cups, you look at the cup that's being offered and it's actually the Ace of Cups. Now, what does the Ace of Cups mean? The Ace of Cups means that you are open to the potential of new life, something new forming, because we know the Ace of Cups, a key word for that particular card is conception. So it's open to new ideas, new conceptions, maybe a new way of life. This, for me, with the cups, because it's representative of water, can mean medicine. So it's almost like the Hierophant is offering you help. The only trouble with the Four of Cups is that the cup is not wanted. So the Hierophant offers you a cup, right? It's somebody official. It's an official body. It can be a bank. I'm feeling that it might be something to do with money, or something to do with offering you a way out in a situation. But you seem to refute it, because the Four of Cups means to reject. And it means to not accept an offer. Okay? I did a reading once for a lady who... and this was a face-to-face reading. It was because she's in England, and we'd met, and I did her a face-to-face reading, and I saw that a message was coming to her in the immediate future, the Page of Wands, and I wanted to see what that message was, or how she would feel around the message. So I flicked another card, and it came up as the Four of Cups. So I said to the lady, "You're going to receive a message, but you're unhappy about it with the Four of Cups. What's the problem?" And she says, "Yes, I work for an estate agency, and they've offered me a new job in a new building, and I don't want to go." So this Four of Cups often means it's not the right time for me to take this new thing that comes in with the Ace of Cups, because this person is focusing on the Three of Cups. Now, sometimes when this person focuses on those three cups, they're looking at the past, present, and the future, which says that they've probably got prior form. They've probably got prior experience of this situation. So therefore, the Ace of Cups is not so new. The Ace of Cups is just a way out. It's a medicine that's being offered. Now, when we have medicine, what does medicine do? It alleviates an illness. It alleviates a problem. The fact that this person is being offered a relief, a medicine for an issue. Now, it could be, maybe there's some illness, but I doubt it, okay? Because I don't feel that I've got cards here that indicate this for me. It could be, yeah. It could be that you're offered something that is... Remember, the Hierophant is all about structures. So traditions, values. It's the way that things are always done. So it's a conventional card. So it might be that you're offered something conventional. But you may be, with the Three of Cups, you're looking at something unconventional. Or you're looking at something that you've already used in the past. Or something that you're looking at, if I use it now, what will happen next? And then what will happen next? Okay, so there's a sense of disbelief or unbelief with this card, the Four of Cups, which is why it says that a proposal is coming to you, but you probably will be very doubtful of this. When I was moving home, I did my own reading to see how... There was a property I was offered at first, and I wasn't sure about it. And at first I was like, yeah, I'll take it. But then I did a reading to see, how will the application progress? And it showed the Four of Cups. It showed the offer, the Knight of Cups. And then it showed, as a secondary card, the Four of Cups. So it showed me being offered something with the Knight of Cups, but it also showed that I would reject the offer. And I did reject the offer, because I went back to see the place again and I didn't like it. So this often means a proposal is made to you, but you reject it. You don't want it. Perhaps because the Three of Cups is suggesting that you're looking future forward at this situation. Or maybe you want to stay with something that's familiar to you. Three of Cups is the card where we're looking at this. You've already got the Three of Cups present in your reading. So the Three of Cups is this, combined with the Ace of Cups. Now the Three of Cups is celebration. So perhaps this man looks at the Three of Cups because he's looking at a better way of doing something. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to go it alone. Maybe he's looking at collaboration here. Maybe he feels that he'd be safer doing something in a group rather than doing something, on his own. Or maybe he's looking at, he's already got solid relationships here with the Three of Cups. So he doesn't really want to do or introduce anything new with that first cup that's being offered here. There's all sorts of explanations we could lose for the Four of Cups, but the premise of the card is, I don't want it. I'm not interested right now. So I feel that you're being made an offer from the Hierophant, and this could be a loan. Could be a bank loan. Hierophant can represent a bank because it's an institution where they have rules and they have regulations. But it says that you pass with something here, perhaps in the month of September 2016. So it looks like you get approved for something here, but it looks like it's in your court, Leo, and you reject it, okay? And it's interesting because the next cards that follow are the Empress. But why are you looking, and this is you because you're wands anyway. So why are you looking over at the Empress? A thing of loveliness, of beauty, something that's very, very attractive, something that's very nice to look at, something that has the potential for growth and that will potentially help you to grow as an individual. Why are you looking at it with such disdain? Whenever I see this Nine of Wands and it's looking over at another card, I know that this card, the Nine of Wands, the person on there is anxious about the card that it's looking over at. And it's anxious about the Empress. So could it be in the month of September that maybe an offer comes to you, you're approved for something. The offer comes and you turn it down because you don't trust it. Because the Nine of Wands means not to trust a lot of the time. It means perseverance. But this person looking over at the Empress, to me, is not looking to persevere. It's just not looking to persevere for me. It's looking over it in disdain. Now, the Nine of Wands is a person who has battle scars. That's why he's got the Band-Aid on his head. He's got a bandage on his head and he's looking a bit weather-worn and he's holding on to the one idea with 8 wands landed behind him. Now, if I were to look at the 8 of Wands as a card on its own, you know the 8 of Wands where all the wands are going through the air. This is where something is up in the air. This is where there's a lot of ideas going through the air, throwing your creative ideas in the air, hoping that something will land. Well, it seems that those very 8 wands have landed here. And they're rooted to the spot. So to me, it says that this man will be doing nothing with these 8 wands. Because they were just ideas that were going through the air, and now he's not willing to kind of move forward with these. He has a new idea of how to move forward here. Because I feel that this person is battle-scarred and they're worn out because they have done so much trying on a particular situation here. That the best thing that they can do now, because we know that 9s mean that you are nearing the end of completing a certain cycle in your life. It means completion, number 9s do, but they also mean that situations that are quite old. Situations that could have been indeed going on for 9 months. Okay? Now, it's interesting because, you know, some of you guys, it could be pregnancy maybe. The Empress means pregnancy. And the 9 of Wands means 9 months some of the time, or, you know, it's the number 9 affiliated to it. So there could be some form of frustration. 9 of Wands can also mean to be frustrated, over waiting for a birth maybe. All right, maybe there is a rejection to take something here. Maybe you want to make something take its natural course, potentially. But I don't feel it's necessarily that. I feel that this 9 of Wands guy looks over at the Empress because he is very cautious around something that looks glittery and looks golden. The Empress is something that is attractive, she's beautiful, she is externally very, very appealing. But this man doesn't trust the Empress. He doesn't trust what is externally attractive. Now, most people, if they see an Empress, are attracted to it. This person seems to be cautious of it. He's cautious of the beautiful woman. But it's not a woman, I don't feel, within this. It could be. For some of you guys, it could be with the Hierophant that you're staying committed. Therefore, you're not looking to play around because you're happy with what you've got with that 3 of Cups, potentially. All right, so maybe it's a beautiful woman for some of you guys, or a beautiful man that you're cautious around with the 9 of Wands energy. Because maybe you're looking to renew your vows or to build an even more solid relationship with the Queen of Pentacles, and that can be a male or female, whether it's a personal or a general reading. Okay? And also we have Justice, a card of marriage. And when you get it with the 3 of Cups, Sometimes this is a wedding party or something that is officially done that brings about great happiness and joy. So, for example, it could be a renewal of vows, that type of thing. So maybe the choice that you have made with the Seven of Cups leads to happiness and rebirth with the Judgment card. Therefore, any temptation that has come to you in the month of September with the Chariot card, you managed to overcome that. However, I don't necessarily think that's that. I'm just giving you a quick little idea of other things that are going through my head. I feel that if there is an offer from a governmental body here with that Hierophant and it's rejected, it's because you don't trust the exterior of it. Now, the exterior is beautiful. So you could get a bank coming to you and saying, you know, we want to offer you this loan. You know, repayment terms are this, this and this, interest isn't much, this, that and the other. But still, you may have been down that track before with the Nine of Wands. So you might have got your fingers burnt before in terms of finances. And therefore, looking across at the Empress, you are saying to yourself, you know what? I don't feel that I should do this. Because whilst this looks very, very nice and a very attractive offer with the Empress card, I've been down this track before, and I don't think this would be something good to go for. So maybe in the month of September, I feel for some of you Leos, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, you might turn to family or friends. Ten of Pentacles often represents strong bonds, strong relationships in terms of finances with the Ten of Pentacles. Or it could be that you go to another bank, because the Ten of Pentacles often represents an institution that is very rich, very strong in its resources, okay? So to me, this can either be family or somewhere that you trust. To me, the Ten of Pentacles is based on trust as well, because it has a very family-orientated vibe. But what we're seeing is a conversation. Often this is the card of conversation that takes place on a very professional level, even if it's within a family environment, okay? So there could be a conversation about money that's going on, because you're not willing to take it from the Hierophant. You're rejecting something that's been approved from the Hierophant. Okay, this is an external agency. Usually when you get Hierophants and Emperors, they're massive, they're huge places. But you're fearful of it because it probably with the Empress card looks too good to be true. So therefore, you probably want to go back to basics with the Ten of Pentacles energy. And it could be that you get your money this way, because the Queen of Pentacles holds on to a pentacle after that Ten of Pentacles. It could be that you get money from a trusted friend instead of lending it from a bank. Hierophant can also represent financial institutions. It doesn't have to just be a bank. It can be a money lending firm, that type of thing. But for some reason, you're not interested in it. You really aren't. And I feel that that is because of a lack of trust. Because you're looking cautiously over at the Empress. And the Empress is, I think, of beauty, and it is very attractive. Usually, if you're an Empress, you're very attractive to others. Except this is not attractive to you, because you've been here before, probably, and you've learnt your lessons from the past. So therefore you go back to basics. With that Ten of Pentacles, there seems to be a conversation here, and whenever we get a Queen of Pentacles in a reading, especially if it's in a future position, which it is with this reading for this month, it says that you'll overcome obstacles, especially if they're financial, and you're going to be entering into a really, really successful and positive and prosperous period. But when we look at the Queen of Pentacles, this is also somebody who's very, very knowledgeable about money and somebody who's very responsible. So I feel that you're being responsible around finances in the month of September 2016 more than anything, Leo. Okay? Because I don't feel that you're willing to kind of go in with your eyes closed on anything. I don't feel that you're willing just to jump at the first thing or the thing that looks the best or the thing that promises great wealth and great abundance. The Empress promises great wealth and great abundance when she shows up in a reading. She does represent pregnancy, yes. But she also represents the metaphors of pregnancy, which are birth, manifestation, growth, fertility, abundance. The crop is ripe here. It's ripe, it's rich for the taking. Everything on this card draws you in when you see it. I'm an Empress. If I've done a reading on myself in the past and I show up as her, it's come true, and it has, because I've really built Carol's Universe with these bare hands, right from doing the website to working on all the readings. I have a lot of readings that come in on a monthly basis. I work my fingertips to the bone to make my business a success. I never skimp on readings. Even in personal readings, they'll be longer than they should be, than they're advertised on the website, because I give quality. The Empress is all about giving quality, because she wants quality. Everything that she sits on is quality. This type of person likes the good life. She likes expensive things. All right? She likes things to look nice, to look proper. She's into her home decorations. She likes cleanliness. She's bigger than a queen, which means this type of person can be working on many things at the one time to make things happen. All right, this woman is truly, truly a multitasker. She has everything going for her. So why are you looking over at her with fear? Because you don't trust it. There's something you don't trust with this Hierophant. So you reject it and you're going back to basics. It seems for some of you guys, there might be, with Justice, you've made a big decision. There could be a contract signed. Usually Justice would refer to an official contract being signed. So I feel that you might go to maybe a smaller bank, if anything, or a smaller place, or a place that is more realistic in terms of finances. I feel that the Hierophant frightens you because it's so large. It's so large, and therefore it might be just a bigger risk to take, because we've got two majors here to show off first, which are, as I've said, the Hierophant. But again, we have a Two of Cups that combined, a Four of Cups, sorry, that combines with it to say that whatever this Hierophant is offering with this Ace of Cups here, you reject. And again, the Empress is another major, which you seem to be afraid of. So these are major, major things that you're afraid of. And I feel that you don't want to get yourself into something that you're fearful that you can't get yourself out of. So with the Ten of Pentacles, we know that this is smaller, not in terms of finances, because this can mean big, big financial luck that comes to you. So getting a lot of money in, for example. But never misinterpret the tarot, Leo, because just because you've got Ten of Pentacles, it don't mean that you're, millions in at all. It just means that perhaps a massive windfall comes to you. Okay, so for some of you guys, it might be that you reject something, but maybe on the other hand, through rejecting it might be an inheritance that you come upon. It might be something unexpected. It might be a windfall through the family. It might be something that you have an agreement on within the family. Because the Ten of Pentacles represents family resources, money being passed down through the ages. So we're living in 2016, so we have to interpret it in 2016 mode. And this means that there is great abundance that can come to you, maybe through a family or a smaller network that you might work with to get there. And therefore, as the Queen of Pentacles energy, we see the resources. This could even be somebody who's quite kind, who helps you in terms of these finances. So you're no longer dealing with a Hierophant, now you're dealing with a Queen. Okay, could be a small financial advisor, for example, or a smaller bank, or a smaller financial place that you deal with that you feel more comfortable with. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is often a very, very kind individual as well. Okay, so this is somebody who's really, really helpful. All right, she's often seen as a friend or a confidant. So this might be somebody that you're able to share your issues with concerning money. And they might help you to come to some form of agreement, which is why we have Justice card. It could be the signing of some form of a contract. And around that brings the Three of Pentacles, which is joy. When we get the Three of Cups, Three of Cups means success, a successful outcome. So through this contract or this agreement with the Justice card, we're seeing a successful outcome, which I feel then loosens things up for you and opens doors for you. It gives you more options and more choices in how you want to proceed forward, I feel, in the month of September, Leo, because we've got the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups doesn't just mean things on a cloud or things that you're confused about. It actually means doors opening. So it means having more choice or having more options. And that in turn gives you freedom. It allows you to move forward now. When you get the Judgment card, Judgment actually means I can move forward now. Finally, something has been released. I have the release and the relief I was looking for. Where we don't have any relief in here because you're not willing to take what's the medicine that somebody wants to give you, in a metaphorical term, obviously. Here, you have the relief that you've been waiting for. Judgment is finally the wake-up call in which we can now move forward. We can resurrect things from the past that we've probably had to leave dormant for quite a while because there was nothing we could do about it. But that trumpet that's sounding is saying, you know what? Now is time that you can actually bring things up now. Now is time that you can actually get up and make a second have a second chance at something that perhaps didn't work out in the past. Very, very good reading here. I do feel that it's a month, Leo, of perhaps second chances. I also feel that you're using your intelligence and your intuition to a great degree in the month of September. I don't feel that you're going to be going for a particular thing. I feel it will be something else that you go with, because whatever it is that's being offered from this Hierophant card, I feel is not to your liking, because you're probably been down this track before and it's somewhere that you're not willing to go again. Brilliant. Therefore, the advice is you'll overcome obstacles in the month of September, okay? You've just got to keep pushing forward. I'm seeing progress as well for some of you guys in tandem with this reading, because often the Chariot means progress. Moving forward, overcoming the obstacles, getting things into alignment. So the advice can also mean that things will start to align for you. Things will start to come together for you in the month of September 2016. Right, let's have a quick look at your angel card for the month and see what the angels have to say. Universe, Spirit, what is your advice, angels, please, for those born under the zodiac sign of Leo for the month of September 2016? Show me. Within the next few months. Let's have a look what that has to say. In the next few months, what you are asking about will occur. Divine timing means that other people's free will choices are also involved. So keep the faith while all of the pieces of this puzzle come together and the situation resolves itself beautifully. That's fantastic, and it's really in line with this reading, okay? I do feel that you're going to overcome some obstacles here, and I feel that it all, the changes will start to occur in September, and this says within the next few months, so they've got long-reaching effects going on, okay? I also feel that, this Queen of Pentacles here could be somebody, it's like a partner or someone that you're working with, okay? It could even be maybe your partner that you get money from, that type of thing, after discussing the situation with the Ten of Pentacles situation. It's a couple that discuss a situation on that reading, and we see the Queen of Pentacles holding the Pentacles, because it could be, because you're not Pentacles, it could be your other half, male or female, who holds the purse strings or who holds the key to helping you move forward. This is a very kind, very nurturing individual. So they could be the key to perhaps helping you to move forward in terms of maybe even, a financial or a business situation. We do see an agreement being passed here, and it's followed by a successful conclusion with that Three of Cups. It allows doors to open for you, the Seven of Cups. It allows things to open up a little bit more and gives you freedom with that Judgment card. So that's absolutely fantastic. Wonderful, wonderful reading, Leo, for the month of September 2016. I would like to say thank you very, very much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will speak to you guys really soon. Take care.